On and do another live here today talking about money and quantum leaping in your money. This is going to be a really powerful topic, really life changing. I'm going to be sharing some crazy examples of ways that this work has shifted my own life, as well as different client wins and breakthroughs. And just diving in. So I got a text, so I got distracted. So as you're hopping on, please, if you're catching this on the replay later, comment replay. Let me know that you're here. I love interacting with each and every one of you. I'm so grateful for all of you who are here on this platform. So yeah, please engage, please interact, ask questions as we go. And any questions and things I can support with later on, I'll jump on in the comments as well. Okay. So when it comes to money and your relationship to money, as I talked about on my live the other day, we have this energetic signature and this energetic imprint that kind of is like our field, which continues to attract and draw in things to us. And so, money is just energy. It's no different than anything else in this world. For some reason, for a lot of reasons, but for some reason, we have a lot of extra pressure around money and stress around money. And typically, most of us kind of put it on a pedestal because of the way society has been created and the importance that money plays in our freedom, in our ability to show up, to be ourselves, to live our best lives. So the thing is that a lot of people don't realize that their relationship to money is actually keeping them in an energy of lack. There might be a lot of fear, might be a lot of insecurity, there might be some actual judgment and resentment towards money, which is something I'll get into later on in this video. And oftentimes people feel shame or guilt. I know for me and for any of like my heart-centered people out there, a lot of us struggle and feel really guilty about wanting more money or feeling guilty and shameful, like as if it's a bad thing to desire money or a bad thing to be wealthy. And so that energy of shame and that energy of guilt is such a low vibration. It keeps us blocked off and it actually keeps us like from attracting or receiving the amount of money that we desire and that we deserve. So when you are stuck in these lower vibrational emotions, it really ends up being like this kind of force field, we could say, where it's actually blocking that money from coming through. And so I was just working with a client today around money blocks, and we were doing a quantum healing session, which is basically where you are connecting to the quantum field, the field of limitless, infinite possibilities, um, and shifting the timeline, shifting the energy and the beliefs around certain things. And so we were looking at his relationship to money and how he found himself in these patterns, in these cycles where, money would come in, but then it would end up going out just as fast, or it would end up feeling like there's never enough. And what's so interesting about this is that these patterns are things we can shift, we can repair, we can heal when we uncover the different root causes, the different subconscious beliefs, and the different energy that it's creating around us. So, if you're open to sharing, comment down below maybe what your relationship is to money or what your current patterns are with it. I know for me, a long time for a long time, I was afraid to attract, I was afraid to earn more, and I didn't feel worthy, and so worthiness, that's another one that I didn't mention before, but if we don't feel worthy of having more money, then oftentimes we either, block it from showing up completely, or it does come in, but then we end up sabotaging or doing something that kind of keeps it from being within our field for very long. So maybe we are able to earn the money, but we don't feel unworthy of it. It's almost like playing a game of hot potato, and then we end up throwing it here or investing it there or putting it into this, and all of a sudden all the money's gone, and you're like, wait, like how did that happen so fast? And so looking at the beliefs or your feelings of being unworthy of having that money will probably help you uncover where you might be actually like blocking and sending it away, or why you're not able to like hold on to it with gratitude and feel comfortable with having that money in your life. So uncovering those beliefs is like such a huge step. Step number one, probably, of seeing why you have these patterns, or seeing why you have this relationship to money that you do have. Okay. So when you uncover these patterns, the next step would be to look at where it came from. Look at these root causes. What did you observe from your parents in your upbringing? What was like your parents' relationship to money? What was your relationship to money? We're all going to have such different experiences, which is why it's so fascinating when you look around at friends, or um, other people in your space, in your community, and you see like how they respond to money and how much they're able to attract or create or earn. And then you look at someone else, and the more you kind of become aware and interested in this, you're going to notice that, like, wow, everyone has their own unique money blueprint, their own wealth blueprint of what they believe is possible and how they think money works. And so, yay, thanks, Kevin. We all have this understanding of how we think things work for us. And so my beliefs around how money works for me could be very different than your beliefs of how money works for you. And it's this belief itself that can either like limit us and keep us hindered in a certain pattern and cycle, or it can like allow us to expand and explode and up level into a totally new reality, to quantum leap into a new reality and a new wealth blueprint. So when we're like, if you uncover and you see like, wow, okay, this is my relationship to money. This is what I believe is possible for me. All I knew growing up was struggle. I've talked to so many people and worked with so many clients who are like, growing up, we didn't have that much money. My family was struggling. I saw my parents working super hard. It always felt like there was never enough. This kind of fear, this lack, this kind of insecurity. A lot of different clients have had experiences where maybe a parent lost a job. And so then there's like this really big fear and panic around how are we going to be supported? How are we going to, get through the next month? And that is something that gets stored in your mind, body, and soul, in your energy field, and in your beliefs, your relationship to money. So if you experience something like that, it's probably not too far of a guess to think that you may have some insecurities and fears around money in your life now, even if you're an adult, right? Because this is what you experienced and saw growing up. And so there's like, money feels like it's something you can't really trust, and you don't feel supported by it fully, because you're like, I saw how quickly it was gone from my parents, or I spent years, struggling. And like, I always looked at my friends. This is something for me personally too. I always looked at a lot of my friends and saw that they, yes, I will respond to that in a second. Um, I would look at my friends growing up, and they'd be going on holidays all the time, and like, had these huge houses. And I remember constantly comparing myself and feeling like we didn't have enough, and that we were poor. And like, in hindsight now, I look back and I'm like, no, we were always comfortable. Like, we always had more than enough. But my subconscious beliefs growing up, my experience, what I took from it was that like we didn't have enough and there was never enough. And I had a lot of like jealousy towards people who had more money. And that jealousy itself is another block that we get to work through as grown-ups, because if you're jealous of something or you're judging something, you're immediately blocking it from coming into your reality. So if you're judging someone else for having money, then there's no way you're going to allow more money into your own life, because you're basically telling yourself it's not a good thing, that it's bad or it's unsafe or it's like, yeah, it's just something you're judging. It's not going to have good connotations and good energy to it. I love what you said, Kevin. Fortune favors the bold. It's like the people who are, willing to go after it, and the mindset itself around not settling or not just letting this be who they are. How many people, grew up with that experience that I just shared of witnessing these kinds of environments. And so as they get older, they just assume that this is how it is. This is what life will be. This is their relationship to money. This is how money works. And they just stay there and settle. And they continue to live in that reality because that's all they believe is possible. But the bold, the people who are like, changing that mindset and making different choices and going after it and believing that another reality exists, they're the ones who are going to create it. They're the ones who are going to see this manifest into their reality. And it's not because they just got lucky and it's not because it was easy. It's because they were determined, they did the work, and they were like, I am not staying here. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to just keep plugging along and breaking through these barriers and shifting these beliefs till I get to that point. And so this is where coming back to circling back to the quantum healing work and connecting with the quantum field, it's really like we have the ability to shift the perception we have and the energies we have around money. So you guys, whether you're catching this live or on the replay later, let me know in the comments if you would enjoy a meditation on this because I'm wanting to take one of the quantum healing tools that I'll get into right now. It's so powerful. And I'm wanting to like create it into a meditation potentially here on YouTube. So comment below. Let me know if you would enjoy that. Let me know if you'd like that. But what we do in this tool is connect with your current image of yourself and your current wealth blueprint. So, the version of you that you identify with, how you see yourself in regards to money. So maybe right now, how you see yourself in regards to money is like a very small, like very kind of helpless. Maybe you don't feel empowered or capable. Like that was me for a long time. And I literally saw myself. I had a poor mindset and a poor self image. I saw myself that way of this is who I am, poor me, this kind of victim mode. I didn't think I was a victim, but I was, and I was playing this story, looping this pattern. Yay! I want the meditation. Sweet. I was looping this pattern all the time of like how I saw myself in regards to money. And that is then what I continue to create. And with this quantum healing meditation that I was doing today with a client, we also look at like envisioning the house of wealth and like your current house, the current house you're living in. And this is so powerful to do with anything, whether it's money or relationships or just like your overall happiness and health, is like, what is the current image and the current house you feel like you're living in? So, for a lot of people, when we do this session, their current house that they see in regards to money and wealth is that they see like it's broken down. It's like this beaten old shack, the doors are caving in, the windows are broken. It doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel abundant. It doesn't feel like free or light. It's just like this kind of dark, gloomy, heavy energy. And it's so crazy because we don't realize this on the conscious level because we're so busy and so wrapped up in our lives that we're probably not paying attention to the energy or the beliefs that we have around money and around earning or receiving more. So we see that like the house that we're literally living in, the house that we believe, like the things that we are attaching to is very small, crumbled, or broken down. And what we do is work on shifting and releasing that and like literally stepping up and stepping into this house of wealth, like this level of abundance, this new version of you. So not only stepping from the old self into the new self, but also like that old money story into the new money story of what is it that you want? What is it that you believe is possible? What is it that you wish to create and attract and show up from? And stepping into this space, hopefully, as you're watching this, you can already even imagine, what does like wild wealth look like to you and abundance and overflow. And if you were the highest possible version of yourself, doing all the things you're meant to do on the planet and being so financially supported in doing that, what would that house look like? What would that blueprint look like for you? And it's so incredible the different things that come forward for people as they do this practice. Um, and this is what we get to create. This is what we get to shift into. And so, before I continue, if anyone is wanting to do this work further and wants to know more, I've dropped a link down below in the description for quantum healing for my 8-week bundle. I have one spot left right now. I've just finished with another amazing client. I have another one starting next week. And I've just opened one spot in the meantime for this. So if you're wanting to do this work and you're really keen to shift not only the blocks, the beliefs, but also the energy, the things that are keeping you trapped in this current identity, this current way of thinking, feeling, acting, living, this is the most powerful way to do it. I would say it's so transformative. And with that said, I want to share my own experience because I was like constantly in these patterns, in these cycles of starting to earn and reach these new levels. But then I felt like fear or resistance or unworthiness or doubt from my childhood, from my subconscious beliefs. And so I'd earn and receive and like hit this new level, but then all of a sudden, like the money would be gone because I'd put it out into all these other things, or I'd kind of panic and throw it into something else. And I'd always find myself back to square one. And then I'd like have to work myself back up. And because of this, I created a lack of trust in money. Like I didn't feel safe to receive money. I didn't feel worthy of having it. And I didn't really believe that that I was like able to do smart things with it, right? It really continued to fuel into my identity and my relationship to money. And so when I began doing the quantum healing work last year, this was a huge thing that I started working on with my mentor and looking at I love this comment. Yeah, we're all capable. We all have the ability to shift this, and it starts with us. Like it really does. It's an inner game. It's the inner work. So you change the inner world and it reflects into the outer world. So um I started doing this work and I realized very quickly how much my own past traumas and things from my childhood and feelings of not being enough or feelings of, being compared or like even parents making comments about, oh, Kara's not as good with money as her brother is because like my brother would save and I was just this little girl who was like, if I wanted something, I'd go buy it and I'd be like, oh, this makes me happy. I'm gonna get it. So we had different spending styles, but I remember feeling guilty and bad about it, and then creating the belief that I was bad with money. So from such a young age, I already thought, "Oh, I'm not good with money. I'm not responsible with money." And that was something that then continued to be in my energetic signature. And so it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I continued to perpetuate that and create more of that over and over again. And then it would reinforce the belief, and I'd be like, "Oh, again." See, I knew I wasn't responsible with money. I knew I wasn't good with money. And then I would just continue to like reaffirm that identity. And this is what I see so often with people. They're so stuck in their stories because of their past experiences. The past doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter at all. All of it can just be used as a lesson and a tool for growth, but it doesn't actually have to define us or become our identity. And that's where the freedom comes in making that change and realizing that you're more than your past choices or you're more than those beliefs, no matter how strong they feel. You are stronger. I'm gonna say that again. No matter how strong your beliefs feel, you are stronger, okay? You can comment that down below if you wanna affirm it. No matter how strong my beliefs are, I am stronger. I'm claiming it, I know it, I'm owning it, I'm embodying it. I'm living it right now, okay? So as I started to shift my energetic signature, my beliefs, and my story about money, so many things started to fall into place and just like absolutely manifest in my life in the most unreal ways. Starting to earn way more in my business, attracting this opportunity to live in this beautiful mansion on Venice Beach that I've been living in for the last 9 months. And then practicing this again a few months ago and really reaffirming, reconnecting to like, what is the abundance I'm calling in? What is this new blueprint, this new self that I envision for myself? and, ending up in this incredible ocean view room that is, like, literally my dream room. It's so unreal. All of these things that start to shift as I see myself differently and I believe in what's possible. And then finding more ease and simplicity in my business because I'm no longer running that old story of hustle and overwhelm and stress or doubt or whatever it was. So all of these things, like our money, our relationships, patterns, those are the 2 I always talk about. Drawing a blank. Our money and our relationships and our lifestyle or our own impact, right? These are all things that are influenced by our energy, and so you have the power to it doesn't matter where you are right now, it doesn't matter what your past experiences have been with money. It doesn't matter if you're in crazy amounts of debt or you're just neutral or you have money but you still want more and you keep cycling into that pattern and you feel like you're limited and you're capped at a certain amount. All of these things can be shifted by doing this deep inner work and looking at your own personal energetic blueprint, your energetic signature, which again, if you want to know more about all of that, check out, I think it's like 2 videos ago, I did a live about that on collapsing timelines and yeah, your energetic signature, your looping patterns, like these things that keep you stuck all the time over and over again. And I invite you to also just spend some time, like, diving into this, reflecting into this. What is the image that you have for yourself? And, yeah, you just watched it. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, start reflecting and looking at how you're showing up, how you see yourself, and what you're giving your power to, because you have the ability to shift that and to create a new one. And I would love to support you with that further, whether that is like through quantum healing sessions. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later. Um, but yeah, if you wanna do that through quantum healing sessions and through that 8-week bundle, as I said, I have 1 spot open for that right now, which is so awesome, and I just love doing this work and getting to work privately with people who are doing this deep healing and shifting. Um, and then on top of that, also, if you want to just be a part of the community and dive in and have more private group trainings and calls with me, I've just opened up a Patreon membership, a monthly membership. The link is down below as well to join the community to have monthly trainings with me and live Q&As. And then if you want to be a VIP member, which is so cool. I've got so many incredible, incredible guests lined up to come in as experts and do an extra monthly training with all of you in there. So, so many exciting things, so many things going on that are going to constantly help you shift and elevate and align with who it is you want to be and how you want to show up in the world and what you want to earn and receive. So, to summarize this, really spend some time looking at your current money story and your money identity. We call this like an avatar. What is your money avatar right now? What is the way that you see yourself in regards to money? And even look at that house. Like, what would your house look like if you were to envision your money story as a visual, as a house, represented as a house? What would it look like? And then what would your ideal money avatar be? That highest self, that highest possible version of you who already has everything you want. How does that version of you show up, think, eat, sleep, breathe, act? And what kind of house, what is their wealth blueprint? What does their house look like? Because the house of wealth is very different than the house of lack and poverty, right? It's a totally different experience and it's a totally different energy shift. And as you step into this one, you're going to notice that those other things start to fall away or they feel more like disconnected. They don't feel like they matter as much. You stop having the fear, you stop having the lack, you stop having the scarcity and all of the overwhelm, and you start to realize that you're a wildly abundant, creative human being and you're so supported and gets to be your reality and it gets to be your reality way faster as you do this deep work and really shift and restructure your consciousness to align with it. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to end this one here for now. Um, and enjoy. I hope to see you inside the monthly membership in the community, or if you're looking for more help with quantum healing, the link is below, or shoot me a DM on Instagram and we can chat and see if this would be a good fit for you, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Love all of you. Peace and joy.